directly to 300 Compress, 1053 Hainer, which was meant to be a much larger studio complex. In 18 to 24 months, my employees called Lcpd over 100 times because of incursions into the property. One of my employees was charged by a local with a machete.
Yeah, no, I assumed this is exactly where this would be going. I'm asking about the condition of the properties that you own and what you plan to do with them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just giving some context on why those properties became too dangerous and untenable to currently continue to develop. So we've sort of shrunk ranks to focus on 106. So that's where we want to focus our energy.
What about the bowling alley?
The bowling alley also has break-ins almost daily, and it's just so difficult to keep secure that whenever I want to show it to an actor or an agent or a director or a producer, we're always running the risk of being surprised by somebody who's camped out inside the building. So for the time being, we're focusing on 106 because we seem to be able to keep that safe, and it doesn't reflect negatively on the area when we're bringing outside investment or producing partners.
Okay.
Church Street in the offices. And I would also just like to say that over the past couple of years, the number one, number two, number three requests that we get is for more office space. It's not for, hey, we need dozens of sound stages. And in the same period of time that I've been trying to develop these properties, there's been these tax dollars that have been allocated to build another facility. I think $15 or $20 million are being spent to build a sound stage over at Arrowhead. So all of this landscape is it's dynamic. It's changing all the time, and we are focused on bringing outside productions into New Mexico. You know, we have a large film that we're trying to bring in here in April, and all of this that's going on right now is threatening that. So we're just asking for more time and more attention and more communication with y'all to try to figure out what's best for the city moving forward.
I just want to say that, you know, I've been working very hard with Community Development Department to try to address neglected and blighted buildings. And the reality is that when a property owner deflects their responsibility for any particular building and it deteriorates and it is neglected, and it becomes blighted, it invites more blight. And it's a bit of a circular situation. And I know that what we can do is go to the responsible landowner who can take some responsibility for those buildings. And from what I see, there has been some lack of in that as well. And I understand that it is a bit easier to say, well, it's all of these problems that the city hasn't dealt with, and that's why the condition of the building remains the same. I would argue that the owner of the building also has responsibility to upkeep and maintain their buildings.
Studio at New Mexico.
A lot of the information that I got here totally changed that. So my question is, why did this thing fail or in the process of failing? The CEO mentioned it pretty good, and it was also in, what he said here was in a January 28th Albuquerque Journal article, and and to quote him, he said, progress on developing industrial properties near Amador Avenue in the middle of town has slowed because of trespassing, property crime, and security concerns at the location. Well, that's what we're having over at Burn Lake, Valley Drive. If you drive down there, you see a lot of businesses closed and boarded up or huge fences put in. All of this is the same, trespassing. Councilor Bencomo just a few minutes ago, if I understood her correct, said, oh, it's a property owner's responsibility to keep trespassing out. But also 2 weeks ago, she said it's a waste of taxpayer money for the police to be removing trespassers from city property. So where are we at? But the bottom line is this property on Amador, when I fly over it with my drone, I see people going in and out of that big building that has 828 on it. I see them going in and out of that like Walmart. So why? Well, the attraction is Community of Hope across the street giving out all of the freebies. So maybe if this thing fails and you do your clawback, maybe you can try to get that property right across from Community of Hope and use it as a place to go for these homeless. And maybe get a ordinance passed, because that's a big objection on getting a public camping ordinance passed, is where do they go? That could be it. Thank you.